Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And we are live. And Antony, Manchester United, still interested in a £70 million Ajax winger. Welcome to the channel, guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United Agenda. And yes, we are joined by OMONDI, sir. How are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm great, man. You're looking rather brown. I know you've been down to the coast today. It's like you've been to Jamaica for 5 weeks, you know. But yeah, like you're looking good, man. Looking good. I look good too.
You always look good.
I look good as well. Because,
always look good.
I feel good. I've been outside today. I've left work at 2 o'clock instead of 4 o'clock. Come home, prepared for the show. It's a lot cooler, not so hot. I don't need my brown, my flannel today. So I'm feeling good. And it's great to have Adam on the show as well, joining us all the way from Ireland. And we have got a thing about Irishmen on this show, haven't we? So another one will blend in just fine. So welcome to Adam as well.
Thanks, lads.
Yeah, SHAH, welcome, sir. Long time we haven't seen you on the channel for a while. What have you been doing? It seems like you've been getting a tan as well, but no, what's going on? How are you doing, sir?
Nah, this is just the makeup artist before every show, just like you. Yeah, everything's been good. Everything's been good, to be honest with you. Can't complain. Just life busy. So, but everyone's been doing amazing on the show, and all the new subscribers, new people that have been joining us so far. It's an exciting season. I'm being excited about what's been happening. So it's good. And Adam, welcome as well. What a great time, exciting time to be involved,
Surely is.
And we are coming to Adam now, sir. Welcome to the Man United Agenda, making your debut, sir. And as what Amanda said earlier, the channel has been taken over by all the Irish guys. But listen, we're family, so welcome, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm very, very good. Thanks very much for having me on. And yeah, you're right. Look, if the Irish are taking over, it wouldn't be the first time we done it. And sure, look, at the end of the day, once we're all supporting the same team and the same colour, it doesn't make a difference, does it?
Exactly. That's it. That's all it's all about, Adam. There, it's the team and what we expect from the team this season. And I'm pretty excited. And I think on the panel today and the Man United Agenda panels, we all excited about the new season as well on the 10 Hag. So it's not 1 Hag, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 10. So guys, if you're new to the channel, 13 in the chat already, please hit that like, share and subscribe button. And before we kick off, Amanda, would you mind taking some of these comments away, please, sir?
Yeah, sure. We've got the usual suspects in the house. I'm starting with, obviously, backstage. We've got TALKMU. He's here. Matthew Bassett, how you doing? He's saying big up everyone in the chat. HG Gamer's here. He wants to know what's going on with Jong. We're going to get to that very soon. And he's also asking about Antony as well. 2 of the key subjects for today's show. Colum as well. Well done, Colum. Yesterday we've coming on the show. And obviously he's running FTB Sports at the moment. The big takeover. Rebel as well, the Irishman, the other Irishman in the house. He's saying good evening. Any more wheeling and dealing getting done before the start of the season. I want to say hi to Bath Time as well. He said, it's the lads. Yes, it is indeed. And we got a new addition here. Adam, meet Bath Time. We got Vincent in the house all the way from Brum. How you doing, Vincent? Big up, man. We want to say hi to one of Adam's section. He's obviously come with Adam. It's Section 10 Media. So greetings, welcome to the Man United Agenda. King Sight is in the house. I subscribed to his channel today. I just want to say a massive big up and respect for the £2 you've contributed. That'd be Bell Lane Visual. He said, good evening, guys. Keep up the good work and Glazers in. Thank you so much for that contribution.
Big up. Thank you.
Hijacker ×2 in the house. Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to your comments. Go Paul as well. Looking forward to what you've got to say about all this. And finally, we've got Robbie Norman in the house as well. And he said, Iran go brah. I don't understand. That's an Irish, is it?
It is indeed, yeah. Don't be asking me what it means either. I do.
I'm guessing it's what? It must be like a good evening, bro.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a form of hello, how are you, basically, I suppose. So.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, brilliant. 18 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, you know what to give us a subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, please give us a like. And our favorite Arsenal fan, a Liverpool fan, is in the building as well.
Oh, Bart's here. How you doing, Bart?
Yeah,
He says,
he's
hi,
in, he's
everyone.
in the
Where's
building.
Eddie? He's always after Eddie. And sorry, the first lady of the show, that'd be Emma K. Everyone say hi to Emma
Big
K.
up, Emma.
How you
Big
doing,
up,
Emma?
Emma.
Welcome. And guys, just watch out. Watch Emma's comments because she's always on point. She hasn't let us down just yet. So, Emma, I'm looking forward to reading your comments because you're like a wisdom and it's got so much knowledge on football. So, big up. Let's go.
Up. And guys, don't forget as well, we are doing the fantasy football. So if you have not yet joined the fantasy football, you'll be able to beat SHAH because now I've made a decision. I'm not going to come bottom of it, part of the panel, because there is a forfeit. So if you was to join it, the code for it is 1CZLY1. That is the code to join the fantasy football. So I'll leave it up there for a second, guys. So take a screenshot of it, get involved. I think there's about nearly 30 people or just over 30 people involved in it now as well, which is massive. And there will be a fantasy show coming out on a Tuesday night at 8:30 as well going forward. So guys, make sure you join in, and it will be hosted by our one and only resident host, Rebel. Thank you. So guys, let's kickstart the show. And before we go, we're going to be talking about Antony and what's going on with Antony. So Amanda, would you mind reading out? I've been instructed to make sure I get the graphic up before I go into asking questions.
Okay, this is all about Antony. Antony to Man United is still very much on. Erik ten Hag is interested in bringing a 22-year-old to the Premier League following a successful spell at Ajax, with the Brazilian having scored 12 goals and provided 10 assists in all competitions for the Dutch champions last season. United's interest in Antony has been viewed as a contingency plan should Ronaldo leave. Antony at Ajax, there has been lots of reports that Manchester United interested in him was over. I was under the impression last week that it would be a target if Ronaldo was to leave. That may not be the case, according to TalkSport correspondent Alex Crooks. He said, I've had some information from a very reliable source. It might be our very own Vincent, who comes on the channel, our Dutch correspondent. No, it's not, but very reliable source saying that Manchester United are still very much looking to bring Antony into the Premier League. The message that I've been given is that Antony to Manchester United is very much still on.
Right. So we are going to go to Adam first thing because Adam is the guest of the panel tonight. So Adam, this Antony saga that keeps continuing. Obviously, Manchester United originally went in with about a 35 million bid. It raised to, I think, 45. Then it went to 50. Now it's gone to 70 million. Do you think, again, on the panel here, we always ask the question about the Manchester United tax. Do you get the Man United tax when you go in for certain players? Or do you think it's something to do with how Man United do the recruitment, where it's taken so long, so then it gives the other clubs the opportunity to bump these prices up?
Yeah, I think it's possibly a bit of both. I do always find as soon as Manchester United are linked with any player, no matter who it is, straight away there's like 15 million extra on a price tag. But I do agree with what you just said in regards to the time we take. You see some of the other clubs, Liverpool, Barcelona's, Madrid's, they decide today they want the player and they already haven't bought then tomorrow. Whereas with Man United, anytime we go in for a big player, it seems to become a saga. It rolls on. We don't want them. We do want them. But I see in the comments just there from TalkSport, they were saying that is he a backup plan to Ronaldo? My thoughts are that let's not worry about the Ronaldo saga right now. Let's just go get the player, because at the end of the day, we need more players of that quality in the squad. It doesn't have to be a backup. Like at the end of the day, we're Manchester United. We shouldn't have to be playing second fiddle to other clubs when it comes to buying players. Yes, I get we don't have maybe the Champions League draw to get players in this year, but in my eyes, we're still the biggest club in the world. Players should be absolutely queuing up outside the door. I honestly do think maybe not this summer. I think when you see the type of football Ten Hag has brought during pre-season and will bring probably in the first half of the season, I think we might have those players knocking on the door come the January transfer window.
Yeah, great point. So SHAH, with this, obviously you part of the panel, you see, again, it's almost like what Adam said there, whether or not he's going to come in and be a backup. But I don't think Antony would come in to be a backup at Manchester United, because he's been touted so highly, sort of even probably to become slightly better than Neymar. So is it now that we just pay the 70 million up, just pay the money, get it over and done with, get the transfer over the line and stop bartering and stop knocking these prices down? Because again, like what Adam said, I think a lot of things we're doing is all surrounding Ronaldo. We need to get rid of that. We sign the players first and then worry about what happened afterwards with Ronaldo.
Well, look, 100%. We have been talking about right wingers, left wingers, quality, delivery, players that are able to, really take our games to the next level. If you, even at Giggs at 38 years old, coming on the pitch, you rely on him to come on the left wing and still take on 3 man and put a ball in. Like, I think that's the thing that we all expect our wingers to do. And the fact is, there's so much commanding football. To be able to compete in Champions League level, you need 24 first team players, not 11, not 30. You need 24. You need a replacement that's able to come in and slot into a system. Ferguson had those resources available where we had 20 players which would make a first team, whatever happens. We've had players of that caliber, but due to certain exits and certain underperformances and lack of that, I think Antony's energy, what I see of him, he's fearless. I think he would push on other players around him, like Sancho, Martial, these kind of players. They all love to play with that fearlessness. When we watch them play and we see them at their best, they want to run at them player. And I think that is what we're about. I think also with him, he can finish, he can assist, he can link play, he can play left and right across the front three. And he just fills a bit of a gap. Unfortunately, these kind of, 5-star skill players on FIFA, they're unfortunately going to cost us £70 million, but it would be a massive investment, because if we wait any longer, we'll lose into the competition of some description across Europe, and that's something that we don't want to do.
OMONDI, going in as well, like what SHAH has touched on, is about losing the player as well. There is rumours also suggesting that Liverpool like the player as well. So is it a case of Ajax have noticed or heard reports about Liverpool, and that's why they keep putting the price up to create a bidding war for him to come to Man United?
I think Ajax do good business, and it's clearly, you can see, they've sent a lot of players out of transfers this season already, and they've made a lot of money. We just signed Martinez, for example, for 55 million, which is probably about 20 million more than I would have paid for him. But there you go. It's Man United tax, as you say. My question would be, do we need Antony? And I would say we do need someone of that caliber, and someone who's left-footed as well, to give you that bit of balance inside forwards. This is how a lot of people play the system. There's a lot of advantages to having Antony at the club right now. For one, he's familiar with Ten Hag. He would come in like a duck to water, and he wouldn't be having to sort of be shouted at in training about where he's supposed to be, because he would know where he has to position himself. That's why I think it's crucial having Martinez, Donny van der Beek, and maybe he's pushing Ericsson as well. All these players that will help other players around them pick up the system as soon as possible, because like you say, he ain't got much time to be training these guys and developing them. It's happening in the next few weeks. The Premiership starts, so it's really crucial like that. What I would say, the thing about Ronnie, I don't know what's going on with Ronaldo, but Ronaldo's got a place. Ten Hag said that himself. Ronnie's a striker. Ronnie's more central now. He doesn't play wide anymore. So my concern would be, if Ronnie does leave, we will still need backup for Martial, if Martial's going to be our main sort of striker down the middle, finishing his dinner, that sort of thing. So Antony, I say yes. I do like him. We've had a long time. He's been on our radar for a long time on the channel. We've scouted him over and over and over. Once a week, guaranteed, we're going to talk about Antony. That's how much we know. I'm a connoisseur on Antony. I know everything about Antony right now, So I could talk for days about him, because it's always been in the market. But I think 50 million, like Bath Time said in the comments, 50 million should be the sort of price which is acceptable, because Rafinha, when you look at him, similar player, Brazilian international as well, he's gone to Barca for around that price, or 65, whatever it was. So I think we have to do smart business. Don't get caught out with these stupid signings where we just spend stupid money for no reason. I think he got to come into the side. We've got an issue at the moment where we've got Martial, Rashford, and Sancho. And beyond that, we've got young players. We've got Ahmad, we've got Palestri. These guys might be going on loan. They're being assessed right now by the top head coach. I love Ten Hag, by the way. We've got Alanga as well, who's we can't really rely on to be like the main man at the moment. So if you bring in another guy like Antony, that would be help us with the balance and the squad, because there's going to be a load of games before the World Cup kicks off. And it's going to be compiled in, and you never know about injuries and things like that. So I think he comes in, he fits the system. He'll be identified for a long time now, and I think he'll be a good player to bring in, but not. I don't want us to spend too much money on him. There's other options as well. Let's not be held to ransom by anyone.
And great point there on Monday as well. Because for me, the way I look at it is, and I am slightly worried that it's taken us a long time to sort of get transfer deals over the line. Because one thing is when, was it Fabinho? We were linked with Fabinho, yeah? And what happened? Liverpool came in last minute for him. He went to Liverpool because we were taking too long to negotiate these deals. Now, I would absolutely hate it if Liverpool jump on the bandwagon now, go in, and the next thing you know, they've signed him, because that's then strengthening Liverpool and weakening Man United. So I think it's a player that we do need him, and it's strength in depth. And like what SHAH also said as well, we need almost like 2 players in each position who are ready and who's going to fight each other for the position for when it comes for the new season, because we need every single player. If one player's get injured or one player's not performing, that other player then take their place. And obviously it's a team sport, football is. So these guys got to adapt and making sure they fight for each other and fight for their place as well for the club, because that's what's most important is. It's about what trophies they win, and it's about fighting for that badge as well. So before I go to the comments as well, so Adam, with that as well, if we don't get this deal over the line, is it the end of the world or not? Move on, really.
Yeah, I don't think they should hang around too long. And I think the longer we hang around on it, I think United need to be more cutthroat. Get in, offer what they're willing to pay for a player. Don't be like held to ransom by clubs anymore, because we've done it for too long. Saga's drag on for a whole summer, and instead of getting in, doing their business early for a first player, move to whoever else is in line, move on again, and you've maybe 3 or 4 deals done over a summer instead of dragging on one Saga. Is it the end of the world if he doesn't come in? I honestly don't think so. I seen a comment there someone asked, was a striker more important or a centre forward? I 100% do. But the question then you ask is, what centre forwards are available? If we can get him in, I 100% think they should go pay the money that they're asking, because at the end of the day, the money needs to be spent. They have to invest in the team. Young players cost a lot of money, especially with the talent that he has. So I think, will it be the end of the world? No. But would I like him to see him in a Man United jersey? 100%.
Second that as well. Would love to see him. But I do understand sort of what you're saying about Monday as well, about not sort of going out, because we have seen the Team Marie of the world and stuff. We went out spending money on and didn't really do much at Manchester United, which I think is probably one of the biggest flops for Manchester United. People would probably say Pogba is, but I think Di Maria had a lot sort of the potential to cut it with his speed and sort of like his agility and stuff like that. But he didn't make it at Man United, which, and we overspent on him. Monday, would you go on?
Just to add to the Di Maria point, that's a signing that had no relevance to what the team identity of the team. It was like, oh, Di Maria, he's good. He just won the Champions League or something. Bring him in, and then you expect the manager to play around with him. Now it's changed. We've changed that structure. We're getting players that will fit the system. And even if we're patient, like Adam said earlier about waiting until January, we're going to wait to get the right players, not just buy players all willy-nilly like we have done in the past. It hasn't got us anywhere. We are going to develop by being structured about how we make transfers, sensible signings that fit the system, that come in and say, right, this is your role. Example of that is Malasilia. You've seen what he's done initially. He comes in from Feyenoord, knows the system, and like a duck to water, he's blended in easily, really well, and he's going to be a threat to the other left backs and get them to step up their game. So, sorry, the comments I'm just going to go through now.
There's one for you.
There you go. Rebels throwing out the money now. He's giving us £5.
Show me the money.
He wants to ask his fellow Irishman. Welcome, Adam. He says, the Legion is here. We're not here to take part, but to take over. You're too late. Adam's already dropped that one on us. FDB column says, Antony to Man United. If it does happen, it will happen regardless of Ronaldo leaving or not. So that's clarified. I just want to say hi to Hisham. How you doing, Hisham? He said, Maguire out. He's having a throw in his 2 cents. Gavin Ward, how you doing? He said, it's multifaceted. The price thing for me is because they are young and the World Cup is upon us. Even though it's 70 million for Antony, there's still value there, he reckons. HG Gamer saying Antony's a winger. Ain't a backup for Ronaldo, so we can't compare the two, he's saying. But after I'm saying none of You concerned about Rafinha is ahead of him in the national team and only costs 50 million euros or whatever it costs from Leeds. Bart is saying, I feel you need 18 or 19 internationals. The rest should be academy lads like PSV Ajax do. Also, isn't Antony blocking Garnacho's breakthrough? That's an interesting point. Bath Times also saying, I'm not sure I want anyone from the Ajax Academy anymore. Both Van der Beek with his meekness and De Jong with his contract are... Anyway, we're going to leave that one. Here we go. I told you Emma was going to come to some sense. Emma's saying Garnacho is probably going to go on loan as he's just turned 18. We should try to find good loans for all the promising young ones and give them extra training program to bulk up a bit for next season again. So there you go. I told you about Emma. And Emma again saying, Antony ain't going to Liverpool. He's got morals. King Soul is saying, question, do we need a centre forward more than a winger? I think we kind of answered that. Rebels stay in here. Antony's not realistic given the amount of players that Ajax have sold already. They would have been heavily incentivized to do that already. Can you stop throwing out big words?
Timber, I think us also, Armando, I think Timber's either by the end of this week is renewing his contract with them as well.
That's right. Colin was saying Liverpool won't play what Ajax are asking for. Barthtown saying this is in this order. We need a CDM, a right winger, a centre forward in that order. That's according to Barthtown. Eddie's in the house just saying hi and dropping his like. And obviously we've got Paul Turney as well and a couple other new guys. So Paul Turney saying the horrible thought of De Jong going to Chelsea now as well. He's sighing about that. We've got Mr. Luca in the house. He says, how you doing, Luca? Welcome to the channel. He said, we shouldn't be afraid of getting another marquee signing in. And I'm going to throw this one out from Gavin. He's saying, we need some Brazilian flair. Getting Antony in would probably help with buying other young Brazilians in the future, i.e. Enric, who's the young 15-year-old sensation who is maybe being compared to Neymar, not a 22-year-old Antony who's playing in the Dutch league. Anyway, let's move.
We've got Fred. What is wrong with Fred? What's wrong with you lot and Fred? Fred's a Brazilian, all right?
look at Fred's goal against Liverpool. If that wasn't Brazilian flair, I don't know what is.
Exactly. And do you see his little skill as well against Leicester? There you go.
Here's a cool name, Flex Felix. How you doing, Flex Felix? Nice to see you. You're new to the channel, obviously. He's saying Sancho has to be a right winger. Antony would probably be back up to Sancho. That's interesting, that. Anyway, welcome to the channel, bro.
We've got this one as well.
Vincent saying you should put that in the chat, the link. That way you might be able to copy and paste it. Is he referring to the
fantasy football? So I think Talk, I don't know if Talk's got the link, but if you have got the link, this is all we have. But there was a link to it though on Monday, so you can literally copy and paste it and then throw it in. But I don't know how to copy and paste the link.
Errol, just get it back up for 1 second. For everyone watching right now, take a quick screen grab of it, get it posted on your Twitter, get it in your WhatsApp groups. We want to make this one of the biggest fantasy leagues YouTube channel. Fantasy leagues going. Share it out with all your United people. And it's all in the chats in the link. This is going to be massive. Rebel's going to do a great show. And then he's also going to, we're going to we all want everyone to be involved so we can all see Errol do the forfeit.
Have you joined it, by the way,
Saga do the forfeit.
Have you done it? Have you done it yet? Have you done your team?
Me? Yeah, I'm under Solo 7. Do you not see me? Solo United. I'm there.
Yeah. Watch it. You're getting it. Trust me. You're losing. Yeah, that's it. Everyone here on the channel, yeah. So what can we get SHAH to do? Because already he's lost. Also, we've got a newbie.
Kafal, how you doing? Says Adam or Traore. Adamo Traore. He's gone back to Wolves now, has he?
Adama Traore, I think his loan spell at Barcelona is finished, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. So I'd say no to that.
I'll say definitely no to that.
Yeah.
My man put too much Johnson on his body for me. So guys, we are going to move on to the second subject, and we're going to be talking about Tielemans, a little bit about Tielemans at the moment. I think there is a graphic up about Tielemans on Monday.
Just want to say hi to Psychotic Leprechaun. He's saying, "Hey Adam, how are you, man?" That's a brilliant name.
One of my mates over from my TikTok. That is. So.
Brilliant.
How you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome to the channel.
Brilliant.
He's doing a good job.
And it's the Tielemans one.
So we now talk about Tielemans.
Yeah.
So as you know, so Yuri Tielemans, Man United's Yuri Tielemans' interest, they've given up on Frankie de Jong, ? Man United might be getting tired of waiting for Frankie de Jong and instead turning their attention to Leicester City's Yuri Tielemans, according to a new report. United's protracted pursuit of de Jong has dragged on all over the summer, and the player is still refusing to leave Barcelona. CBS Sports' Ben Jacobs first tweeted about Arsenal's interest in the talented midfielder who is entering the final year of their contract with the Leicester Foxes, without any sign of wanting to extend it. Jacobs then added, Man United's interest in Tielemans is genuine too and growing. He's far cheaper and less complicated option than Frankie de Jong. Erik ten Hag has put him on the midfield shortlist. Ten Hag indicated that Ralph Rangnick didn't want any move to Manchester United. But Tielemans indicated under Ralph Rangnick he didn't want any move to Man United, but Ten Hag may revisit.
Right, let's remove that. So, if I'm right to say here, Tielemans is due a contract extension. It's coming sort of, I think he's got about a season or season and a half left on his contract. Adam, is this another ploy of him trying to probably, or his agent leaking information in trying to get him a better bumper deal with sort of with Leicester City? Or do you honestly believe that there is something within this of Tielemans coming to Manchester United?
It may be a bit of both, but I do think that there is something in it, because I know he was, when Ralph Rangnick was there was a lot of talk about it then. I would love, I'm not going to lie, I would hands down have Tielemans before I would have Frankie de Jong. He's Premier League proven. He's been there. He's done that. He's wore the T-shirt. I think he's a phenomenal player. He can play in so many different positions. He can play out wide. He can play through the middle. He can play in the 10. I would absolutely love Tielemans at Man United. He's one of my, he's the reason that when Leicester play on telly, if they're on, I'll watch him. Not too many other teams I watch, but when Leicester are on, I enjoy watching Leicester. They play lovely football. I think Tielemans' way of playing would really suit what Ten Hag is trying to do at United. So it may be a thing of his maybe agent leaking a bit of information to try to get him a new contract. I know his contract runs out. I think it's the end of this season his contract runs out, so he's into his last year. So realistically, if they're wanting to sell him, they're going to have to sell him now, or else he's going to walk on a free next year. So I think it's a good time to get him in.
Yeah. So let's go to SHAH. SHAH, Tielemans to Manchester United, a year left on his contract. As what Adam said, I thought it was about a year and a half, but it's a year left on his contract. Him come to Manchester United, Premier League proven. And again, I do like this player. And if I'm right to say, before he went to Leicester City as well, we were linked with him before he actually went to Leicester City as well. Again, that was probably another transfer disaster of trying to bring in a player. And I believe, if I'm right to say, there was about 5 million or 6 million discrepancy while Manchester United didn't want to go out and spend it on the player when we could have signed him originally. Is this a case of poor sort of transfers by the club? I asked the same sort of question earlier. Same sort of poor transfer by the club, and also on top of that as well, proven Premier League player. What could he bring to Manchester United?
Okay, so I mean, yeah, I remember the transfer rumours being linked with him because I think he was going for about 25 million, and then Leicester ended up sealing it for about 32 or something like that. And I think with him, I mean, we've talked about him on the show quite a few times. Every kind of transfer rumours, we've all had conversations about him. I think what we've all liked, he scored great goals. He's a good passer. Adam's covered a lot of key points really about him as a background. And I think we have kind of got some of these transfers wrong and they've gone to other clubs. But again, it's one of those things, like one of your comments you said in your bit about him was, is it a case of clubs using Manchester United to drive up prices? And I think that's been the case for the last number of years, once they knew there's big money being taught in. I think that's part of it, which is one of the reasons why I think also Man United walked away. But at the time, who did we have? Mourinho was in charge. I think it was that window. Is that the window that we brought Matic in instead? Maybe. It might be.
No, it wasn't a window Matic. It was Jose. Jose brought Matic back in.
Yeah, no, but he brought him in a year after, didn't he? He didn't bring him in the first season.
No, right? Second season. Yeah,
that's what I mean. It was second season. So maybe, I don't know, someone who's got a little bit more of that fine-tuned stat detail might be able to put it in the comments. But regardless of that, I think those sort of situations with transfers, we can talk about them wrong, bad, whatever. But I think we can all agree that the last 10 years, we've seen some of the most disastrous transactions happen. Full stop from the club, right? So, at the moment, if he's coming out, I like him. I think he's a great player. He's made 120 plus appearances in the Premier League. He scored goals. He assists. He's got 90 minutes in his tank. He's played against all the top opposition. And when you do see him against the big opposition as well, his movement, his play is interesting. But the problem that you've got, I think, personally with him, he's another one of these youngsters that if we do bring him in that next sort of 2-3 years where we've got the likes of Garner, Galbraith, they're going to be breaking through at a similar age. So Zidane Iqbal's another one, obviously, that's had impressed over the tour. So there are players there in that position. So if we want someone, we need someone to be an absolute guaranteed starter, in my opinion. And I think, would he do that? No, I think he'll end up being a squad player. That's the only thing that I would say with him.
Right, on Monday, I'm going to use the straight away. Tielemans to Manchester United. SHAH believe if he did come to Man United, he'd be a squad player. For obviously the money we would have been paying for Tielemans, we wouldn't bring Tielemans in as a squad player. Anything on that?
I like Tielemans. I think, look, here's the thing. Here's the issue. I'm listening to what Ten Hag is saying because he's more qualified than any of us to discuss what he wants and what he requires for his team. He's gone in for Frankie. There's a reason why he's gone in for Frankie because he wants someone to pick up the ball from deep as a number 6. He's identified that role. And he said there's very, very rare anyone can sort of play similar to Frankie. It's a rare position. And so you need to have those qualities, that he requires. So if Frankie doesn't come through, then he's probably going to be on shortlist, Tielemans, as one of those players, because we call this position a regista. This is someone who plays deeper and links the midfield, links the defense with the attack. And he's the guy that gets the tempo going in the side. So he's usually central and on the ball. So you need to have a lot of qualities. And Frankie de Jong has these qualities, and maybe Tielemans has them too. I've seen Tielemans in the Premiership play deep, plays as number 6 in that regista role, and played really fine. He's a fine player, got all the qualities. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if he was on the shortlist. And I think there's a lot of positives about getting him in. But then again, he won't be our first signing. Our first guy is Frankie de Jong. And he's not a Frankie de Jong. He doesn't do exactly what Frankie de Jong does. He's been playing different roles. He plays as a 6, as an 8. He's international. He's played at Monaco. He played at Anderlecht prior to that as well. And at Leicester as well. He's reached his plateau. He needs to move on if he wants to be a great, great player and develop. Because I think he's got a higher ceiling than that. So the question would be, is he third, second choice? Can he do the role as regista, which is what's required from the manager? It's possibly yes. I'd be 70-30 to say that yes, he can do that. And I think also a great point that SHAH mentioned is that the players that we have already at the club can be developed. I mean, there's been a revelation at the moment about Charlie Savage and Iqbal, for example, the way they've blended into the side, things they're doing, the confidence they've shown or demonstrated on the pitch is amazing. And so I think going back to Ten Hag again, because I want to use his words. He also said if we can't find someone to fulfill that role, as in a transfer, meaning i.e. Frankie de Jong, then we could develop players to do that role as well. So there you go, from the horse's mouth. I think Tielemans could be considered. He's going to be pretty cheap as well, but I think it's down to the manager at the end of the day. I wouldn't scuff too much about it. If we do get Tielemans, I think he can do it okay, but I would prefer Frankie de Jong. And then after that, let's see what happens.
Guys, there is 75 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, just give us a subscribe. We haven't been promoting it enough anyway, guys. For some reason, I don't know why we haven't. But you can become a member of the Man United Agenda. You've got the 99p package, which basically just standard package. Then you also got the $199 or the $199 package, and also the $2.99 package to give you chicken and chips. It gets you on the show on a Friday night takeaway, guys. So it is a takeaway. So that's what we should have been doing on Monday with it. $2.99 chicken and chips. It's the takeaway.
Due to inflation, it's funny enough. I went and checked the membership today, and it's actually $3.99, and you can't complain. I mean, the treasurer's come out and increased the prices on the Man United agenda, but you still get a great deal. I think it's good value for money.
Yeah. So, guys, if you would like to become a member of the Man United agenda, then you got the opportunity to come onto the show on Friday night and then get interactive with the panel as well. So, also, if you're new to the channel, 81 in the chat, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like it if you haven't liked it yet. There's only 34 likes and 81. Come on, guys, what's going on? Show some love. Doesn't cost anything to hit the like button, guys. So we are going to move on to some of these comments quickly from OMONDI. So would you mind, please, sir? There's quite a lot to get through, so let's see how many you can get through.
Whoever's organised this show, produced the show, knew that it would stir up an emotion, because there's a lot of comments in here about the topics that we're going over right now. So I'm going to start with, I can't pronounce your name, so I'll just say the Krillex, the middle part of your name. I don't know where you're from, but let's know where you're from, and welcome to the channel. He's saying, get done, the Saga could do free transfer from Dortmund, buy Tillemans or Sangara from PSV, all players that we've looked on previously. Bath Time saying, not a massive fan of Tillemans, but seeing he didn't want to play under Ranry.
Can I interrupt you there? Let's ask Adam the question. Adam, do you know much about Sangara, and would you sign him at Man United?
My fear with Sangara is, I'll be totally honest, until, like with most players that you haven't heard of, I seen him play a little bit. I heard about him. I went and had a look about him. And look, it's easy to find a good YouTube highlight reel of any player in the world. God, I could make a good YouTube highlight reel of when I used to play and I'd look good and clubs might want me. But my fear when any sort of young player comes from, say, French leagues, Italian leagues, Spanish leagues is, and maybe it's not as much as it used to be, but can they do it on a rainy Tuesday night in Burnley? Like I still think the Premier League is by far the most physical league in the world. By far, without doubt. Maybe that in the German league, but like, I know a lot of lads take a year or two maybe to get into the Premier League, but I think what we need right now at Man United is proven players who have been there, done that, and if it means spending a little bit more money on it, so be it.
All right. I wonder, before you go there, there's a new member. I thought he was a member. I'm upset now. If I can click onto it, I can't click onto that bit. Where is he gone? It's the Irish troublemaker. He has now become the $3.99 chicken and chips. That was, first of all, it was $2.99, which it was what? 2 pieces of chicken and chips. Now it's 3 pieces of chicken and chips.
and a hot wing thrown in.
It's $3.99 now because we're using Irish chicken breasts.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. Sorry, I'm
Thank you, Rebel.
Thank you, Rebel.
I say, going back to the comments now about Tillemans, Bath Time, who we well respect on the channel, he's saying, I'm not a massive fan of Tillemans, but seeing it, he didn't play under Ranrick, didn't want to play under Ranrick, has raised his respect, because obviously Bath Time doesn't like Ranrick as a coach. Bart is saying, Yuri is half decent, so expect a fee closer to Frankie, as Leicester know how to press Man United's buttons. Once again, Shlikilex, oh God, I'm saying maybe buy Sangara from PSV, which you just covered. I want to go back to our Dutch correspondent, that'd be Vincent. How you doing, Vincent? Again, he's saying, I sense more disrespect to Ajax players. I will take Erik ten Hag back to Amsterdam. Last warning. So we've been told here. Gavin here is saying, I know this is not much about Tillemans. I know this is not about Tillemans and about Frankie de Jong. Couldn't Frankie de Jong actually leave Barcelona on a free for breach of contract? United save 75 million, give Frankie de Jong large signing on bonus. Frankie de Jong still gets 70 million by suing Bar. That's an option. You need to speak. Kafau say Kafau. Yeah, I'm sure. Kafau. Okay, welcome. Saying Tillemans played whenever I was at Old Trafford in April. He's a solid player, could offer us a lot. We're weak in that department. Very good points there. Thank you. Septar saying we should start going after other signings just in case Frankie de Jong doesn't come in. And it's not like our midfield is sorted by one player being Frankie de Jong. I disagree. But we still need other players to get one. Now get Frankie de Jong next time. Okay. KHD Gamer saying, I have a pivot of Solo and OMONDI. I'll take anything at this rate. So there we go. Get warmed up, Solo. You're going on. Emma
Actually,
saying,
you know what? I'm going back tomorrow to play football, 7-a-side football.
All right, we're going to bring our cameras and create
Please
a comedy section of our show.
Please don't.
Emma's saying De Jong is apparently really nice. Don't think he would have done this to the dream club at Barca. Definitely trying to make him sign a contract so they don't owe him and he can't come back for it. So that's really cheeky. Psychotic Leprechaun. I love this name. He says, being honest, I haven't watched football properly in a few years. I'm fairly behind, but it's nice to be getting back into the loop of things. Great job. Give us a bicep and a smile.
Thank you.
Thank you. MEFC is saying Frankie won't come to Man United. Anthony Herbert saying Leicester playing ball with Tielemans. There's doing it with us. But whoever gets him will be the last. It will be on the last day of the transfer window. Bart is saying, I wish Savage and Iqbal and Laird go to Salzburg, Ajax, or somewhere in France or Spain on a loan to order to toughen them up. Emma K saying Ten Hag wants a bigger squad of good players, probably so he can compete in all competitions and win one of them. Felix, Flex Felix saying if Frankie de Jong isn't at United by the end of the month, we end up panic buying. Column saying if you get Yuri, he won't be a bench player or squad player. He's better than McFred. So just two players in one.
Whoa, Colin. What did we spoke about? Disrespect, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
HG Gamer saying Van der Beek is the new De Jong. We know Van der Beek, as the manager said, can play 6, 8, or 10. Ozzy, how you doing, man? Says Sancho and Rashford link up nicely. And let's just quickly go through. I think we've got one here from Rebel. Rebel saying, please don't dehydrate the chicken before jamming it in the post. That's to all of us on the show. Thank you very much, guys.
You got this one as well on Monday.
Oh, so I want to say hi to Stan, the man. I used to know someone called Stan. We used to call him the man. Think we need a striker. How about Boletti on a free? That's from Torino.
One of our resident hosts,
Mr. B. How you doing, Mr. B? He said, don't care if Rebel pays double. He's not coming on the takeaway. Inside jokes. Love it.
No chicken and chips for Rebel.
No. So big up UK Strange as well. Yeah, everybody. And thanks for the comments, guys. Keep them coming.
We've got.
So Avad is saying Belotti would be great, but he would come as a bench option. So Belotti's a number 9, big, good Italian striker, but just good at that. I don't think. Who am I to make a judgment? I just don't think he's suitable.
Don't make the judgment because we know Ten Hag make that for us. He makes the decision.
I would go for the other guy who was linked with PSG recently, the big, tall, 6-foot target man from. Someone in the comments will remind me of his name. Who plays for. Forget his name now. Tall Italian striker. I think he would be a great option, similar to Sebastian Haller, what he did at Ajax. So anyway, let's move on.
Guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel, just please give us a like. We've only got a maximum of 49 and 65 people watching the channel. And remember, guys, if you want to get involved in the fantasy football, it is there. So just screen grab it as quick as you can before we move on to the next subject, because the next subject we're going to be asking a question in the comments as well, because this is something that
Samaka, that was the guy. I think better option than Belotti.
So Adam, rumors speculating again. De Jong, we're going to bring De Jong back onto the radar for a couple of minutes, and Amanda is going to be reading this bit out for us.
So Frank de Jong has not been ruled out, has not ruled out a move to Chelsea. Man United transferred from Barcelona midfielder Frank de Jong continues to stall, much to the frustration of fans. Definitely on here. As Romano, Chelsea, as said per Romano, Chelsea are also said to be interested in the player, but are aware of the agreement in place between Barcelona and Manchester United. In an exclusive interview with Offside, Romano stated Chelsea will not submit any offers to Barcelona until they know that Frankie de Jong has a different idea, except to leave Barcelona for Chelsea. De Jong knows that he is in a market and does not like the option of changing the new camp for Old Trafford. The Dutchman does not like the city of Manchester or the functioning of Manchester United, a club that he considers has had erratic behaviour in the offices in recent years, and above all, will not play in the Champions League next year.
Okay, so guys, remember there is a poll that's actually trending at the moment on the channel. So guys, make sure you check it out and take your vote in on it. I've just voted. So far, there has been 17 votes, and it's to do with, how do you pronounce his name? Stamat? Should we go in for him?
Jean-Lucas Scamacca.
There you go. So there is a poll out there. Why didn't you tell us you got a bit of Italian in you, Shah?
Well, buongiorno. No problemo.
Oh, brilliant. So, guys, we are going to be talking about whether or not De Jong. So, I was going to ask for a poll to go out about De Jong. Should we walk away from the deal or not? Obviously, Chelsea have come in now, Adam, or the player has not ruled out yet whether or not he will choose between Chelsea or Manchester United. Is this something now you think? I know in the beginning we did say like walk away if he's not there by the end of the month. Is it something we should walk away from now, before sooner rather than later? Because obviously we know Ten Hag wants him. He's Ten Hag's number one signing of the transfer, but it's become a circus now. Is it time we just walk away?
Yeah, if I'm totally honest, if it had been me, if I was John Murta and I'm the one dealing with this Frankie De Jong saga, I'm gone out the door weeks ago. Like it's, I know a lot of the stuff you can't believe comes from random websites, right? But they had said for a long time he just doesn't want to come to Man United. That was the decision. Then we were hearing things that he was holding playing hardball with Barcelona because he wants a 17 million before he goes anywhere. But his big love is playing Champions League football. He's not going to get that out of us. As far as I'm concerned, if he doesn't want to come, we accept it. Whether he's Ten Hag's first preference or not, Ten Hag may have told Man United, I want this player, simple as. But if he doesn't want to come, we can agree all the fees in the world with Barcelona that we want. But if he doesn't agree personal terms, it ain't going to happen. So as far as I'm concerned, move on, look at our options. Don't spend the next 4 or 5 weeks before the transfer window closes on one deal. Let's move on. Let's get players in our squad. Let's be ready for the first game of the season. Not necessarily still looking at transfers. I would have loved to think that we could have got our business done really early this year, and that when we went away on tour, that we had all our players in. I get it doesn't happen that easy sometimes, but I'm glad with some of the players we've got in. I think the new signings that have had a chance to play have done really well. I'm really looking for I think Eriksen is a much bigger signing for Man United this year than De Jong, and that's just being totally honest. I think he will bring so much to Manchester United. I think he'll bring way more than Frankie De Jong will. So the question you're asking, do we walk away? Not only do we walk away, but let's jump in a taxi and make sure we get away quick.
Brilliant, guys. I'm going to put it. I know there's a poll out, but give us a 1 if you think we should walk away from this deal, or 2 stick by the deal. Yeah. So let's see what you guys got in the comments. Let's go to Shah. Shah, it's been a roller coaster ride, and Ten Hag's been in the club he came in about 3 weeks earlier than he predicted, before he technically meant to have taken over the job full time, just to come in to get a feel of the club. If this transfer deal don't go over the line, do you feel he's been let down by the club?
I think if this transfer deal doesn't go down, I think the only people that can be blamed is Barcelona. I think 1 minute the player's cleaning out his locker room on his way here, but really, I think that the fact is that first week of July, he was on holiday getting engaged, right? So we're now 2 weeks after that. He's probably had a little bit of time to chill out after playing additional matches and then the internationals. It's been 20 days since the window's been open. Do I think this deal is going to get done? And do I think there's anything that's going to stop it? I actually don't think there's anything that's going to stop it. I think it will get done. The only concern that I have is the fact that Barcelona have him away on training. And sometimes these things can, we've seen a lot of players, there's still a lot of time, but it's like you turning up for work. You have 2 weeks off. You still got to turn up for work after that 2 weeks is off. Do you know what I mean? Like your annual leave. These are all kind of things that they're going to have booked in and time when they have to go back to the squad. So if it doesn't get done, I don't personally think that the club, I don't think Murta or Richard Arnold, who have both been obviously seen in Barcelona, we all know that, have done everything they can. They've also increased their initial payment to, meet the demands. I'm thinking at the moment that if we're saying Frankie De Jong's package is going to be something like 80 to 90 million, including the add-ons and bonuses, then if they're getting 60% of it up front, then why not? We've obviously in previous situations done similar things, and we've overpaid for players, right?
Yeah.
So I don't blame the club this time round. I think if Ed Woodward was there, I think it would have been a different negotiation style. I think we would have had a lot more issues, and I think we'll be talking about this signing at the end of August, as opposed to it probably being the end of July before we get our man.
Yeah. So Amanda, quick one as well. So obviously he's got 17 million in wages. Should the player, as a player, would you walk away from 17 million worth of wages? And also on top of that as well, yesterday in the preseason friendly, he played at centre back as well. Is that another way of Barcelona saying to him, we do not want you at the club, just walk now?
Look, this is all speculation. We just don't know for sure. I like to deal with facts. I do like to speculate from time to time, but yeah, it's not nice. Why are you going to put the man in centre back? You know, that's a P take. Like, why are you going to bring the man in as when he played deep as number 6, knowing that Busquets is there, and then play him as number 8? And then why are you going to last season drag him off after 60 minutes for 2 youths? Granted, they're talented in Gavi and Pedri, but he's getting dragged and rotated with these guys, and you can see by his face, as much as professional as he is, that he feels he's better than that. He's 25 in the peak of his career. Obviously, Barcelona is a club that he loves. Every Dutchman out there loves Barcelona ever since Johan Cruyff played for them in the 70s, you know. And Johan Cruyff has a huge influence over the club. We've even got his son, Jordi Cruyff, is involved with Barcelona right now, you know. So he's in a nice place. He's playing for a nice club, but clearly there's a lot of issues going on. I don't like I said, I don't like to speculate, but there's a spell that can be cast by the media to give the impression of certain things. So sometimes this is why it's great to have shows like this, where you can sometimes read between the lines and deal with what's fact and what's fiction. And I think playing at centre back, yeah, that's just a new one that's been added to the cart. But I just think when you look at the facts, we're still in for the player. That suggests a lot to me. I've heard rumours that Ten Hag's spoken to him and he's persistent with the deal. So there must be something in it. And if there is something in it, we can just, the money situation, which is the question you asked me about the 17 mil. Yeah, I would wait around until I get my money. It's not like Frankie de Jong has to come in. And you said about going on the training with Barcelona. The media tried to spin it like, oh God, he clearly doesn't want United.
Exactly.
Going on training. He's contracted with them. Of course he needs to keep himself fit and keep ticking over. The only thing is, I don't think it's an issue. Whether he comes last day of the season, he still understands how to incorporate the style of football that we play, because he's been there before, he's done it before, and he's going to be key for us. So I think we should persist with it and not just say, oh, right, let's give up because the fans are getting frustrated or the media are putting a spell on us and making us get frustrated. Let's just let the guys do their job in silence. I like people work in silence. And then let's present that shirt, have him out there, do his kick-ups, and then we can rejoice and say, phew, that was a bit of hard work, but at least we got the job done. Like, you know, there's a saying, it's a marathon, not a sprint. This window's still open. Sometimes it's photo finish, you can dive at the line or whatever, but let's get the deal done, because I think it's crucial to the way we play and our success going forward.
All right, thank you. And let's go through some of these comments. Amanda, there's a lot of divide comments that's coming out there from what's going on at the moment, mate. Trust me.
You love stirring the pot with these topics, don't you? It's amazing what's going on here. So Go Paul saying, can we move on from De Jong, please? He's had enough. HG Gamer saying United should give De Jong the 70 million and get over it. Shopping Solutions, how you doing? Said the quote is from Sport One. I would take that with a pinch of salt, because about De Jong, not like the city of Manchester, not liking the city of Manchester staying. Emma is saying here, has De Jong seen the club he is at? Talking about, so apparently he's dissing Man United, but Barcelona is just as a bad state at the moment. Rebel saying throwing him a centre back in the last friendly. Barcelona making a mug out of him. Paul Turney is saying, we're invested to walk away, looking like mugs. HG Gamer again saying we could get Tielemans deals done in 10 days. Shopping Solutions saying to Eric Ten Hag I'm sticking to, I believe, in his decision so much. Okay, so he's got faith. Go Paul saying walk away. He wants Champions League. Let's build with our current crop. Emma saying, to be honest, Ten Hag and his team had to see what exactly have to work with, what we have to work with. Okay, with pre-season before we can go into buying crazy. Ronaldo also put the stick in the wheel of that plan. Can I just come onto that comment actually, Emma? Yeah.
Emma, I think it's a great point, But I think also Ten Hag would have been getting analysis, getting data reports from the club as soon as that decision was made. So I think that he would have actually been watching how the team's been playing and seeing what the quality is. I do get what you mean. He would have had a one-to-one impersonation, but I think Frankie, Antony, I think Martinez probably wasn't on the radar initially. But obviously, knowing that Varane's got injuries and there's probably a big outage of potentially defenders over this transfer, I think that's one of the reasons why these kind of players were already touted. I think Malacia was a new one, but I think the others were definitely part of his original plan because he already knew where the weaknesses were, if that makes sense. Sorry, just to...
So, you gave a poll of your own little poll, mini poll in-house, use ones and twos. So we were going down with the ones and the twos. What was the two?
Two is meaning we should still pursue it.
Oh, so one is reject him. So we got one say pursue. Brush, big up Brush. Popcorn. Where's your popcorn, Brush? Flex Felix is saying Frankie Jong wants to come. He just wants the money owed to him. Barca owning 400 million in salaries currently now. I don't understand how FIFA have not got involved. I want to say hi to A-Bub. How you doing, A-Bub? Welcome back. And I also want to say hi to Lewis Clark, saying let's just try and get Ten Hag and give Ten Hag what he wants. Shopping solutions, make some good points. How he's shopping. Said he paid centre back yesterday for Barca. They're trying to really push him out. I think Ronaldo says UK Strange definitely wants to move away. It's sad that he's basically saying I'm off. Tillemans prefers Arsenal. Question marks from A-Bub. And finally, Gavin Ward is saying, I think it's a done deal already, just the politics getting in the way. That's why Eric Ten Hag playing the long game. Plus, Barca won't be able to register some of their new players in resolving this. Chris Maguire, just want to say hi, folks. Glazers a rat, she's saying. Also, and I want to say hi here. I've got a newbie. That is Shanton. Shanton, how you doing? Says, the deferred wages, including the agents' fees too. So it's not just so it's now just money owed to him, and that's why the agents are pushing for them to pay if they want to sell. Great point. And welcome to the channel, Shanton. You give me this one as well. You're feeding me. Vincent saying, I don't know how he can stay at Barca, knowing that all the money's owed to him. He ain't gonna ever get that money back from Barca. Stays not even after he retires. Okay. So it's a really good insight there from the people in the pod.
81 in the chat, only 55 likes, guys. Smash that like. If you're new to the channel, just smash the subscribe button. And also remember, guys, you can become a member of the channel as well. So all you need to do is just go on to the channel itself and you can click join. Did you want to read this one, Amon? Oh, you're right.
No, I'm just going through the comments.
So you got the cheapest package at 99p, and then the other package is $3.99. So also, guys, remember we are doing a fantasy football league as well, so you can join the fantasy football league, and the code is 1CZLY1. And also, we're going to be having a fantasy football league show every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. with Rebel hosting that one. So get involved as well, guys. And let's move on. So not my favorite part of the show, but Amondi's favorite part of the show is any other business. So, guys, Amondi, any other business, sir, for you today?
Well, my business today is not about sort of transfer talk or anything like that. I just want to once again endorse the Man United agenda as we do. And I just want to say to Adam, welcome to the show. You've been fantastic today. Like your style. And Adam, you're a coach. So hopefully one day you can come onto my tactical eye test show, and we can.
Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, it's going to be called the eye test show, and hopefully, I want to invite Adam formally, face to face, because he's a coach, and you can tell us about what you do, Wrexham Football Club. But I want you to come on and give us a bit of insight into coaching and how Man United is setting up tactically as well. So there's your invitation. Don't say no.
I won't say no. 100%. I'd love to come on. Be cool.
Brilliant. So, guys, from us at the Man United Agenda, I would like to say, where can we find you? as well, Adam? Just tell the people where they can
well,
find
my name on the screen, so Adam Doyle X, is exactly my TikTok username. I do a lot of Man United videos over there. The very same username also on Instagram and over on Twitter, so I keep it really simple. I keep everything matching. So I normally go live most evenings and sometimes at lunchtime over on TikTok just for a chat with my followers there about soccer as well. We have plenty of Liverpool and Man United fans in, so the banter is always good. So feel free to come along and join the live.
Thank you.
No problem.
And it's a pleasure having you on, Adam. And guess what, Adam? We will definitely see you back on the show throughout the weeks and throughout the months as well. We'll definitely have you back on.
I think hopefully with a bit of fingers crossed looking at pre-season, it's going to be an exciting season. It's probably, I know I probably do say this absolutely every season, but it's the first season in a while where I've gone, you know what, I'm actually looking forward to seeing the games this year. And I think it's Erik ten Hag brings a different feeling. And I'm not going to lie, I know we played well at the start of the seasons under different managers and stuff, but even you just see him, like yesterday in the game, David De Gea kicked the ball long when there was a very simple ball to the right back on, and you could hear him shouting at it, David, what are you doing? Like, he's so involved. He doesn't just stand on the halfway line during training sessions. He's stuck in the middle of the players. And that's what a coach does. Like, you see a lot of managers and they just stand back and let their other coaches do it. But he wants to be in there, because if he's in there and he's stuck in with all these players and it doesn't work out, well, then people can turn around and go, you know what? I didn't do a good job. He can say it. He can say, I didn't do it right. He can take the blame. But every other manager just cops out. Oh, well, I can blame my coaches, but no. It's going to be a good season. A lot of people are saying top 6, top 7. I personally think that he'll bring a hell of a lot of players who didn't have form last season and the season before, the likes of Rashford and stuff. I think he will bring them on a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing the likes of Eriksen. This Malaysia has been super. I'm hoping David De Gea can learn to kick a ball 6 yards. He has started doing it. He started being a sweeper. I played in goal myself, so I know what it's all about. You know what I mean? That's where my coaching speciality lies, is with goalkeepers. So if United want me to
Andy, I back De Gea on Monday. Don't. So please, at least support me here.
Look, I'd have a lot to say on De Gea, so I won't get started just yet. But if he doesn't go well and United want me to go over and give him a bit of coaching, I'm always open to that.
No, brilliant. Right, I'm going to just have this last one here because at the moment I believe something's happening and I need to block it quick. Oh, it's done. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, Amanda, would you mind that last one? That last comments, please.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm saying, could you read it out? Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Anyway, Anwar saying Erik ten Hag is active on the dugout. He's not scared to face any player about critiquing players.
Okay,
basically.
Brilliant. Right, guys, from us tonight, listen, 16 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're not new in the channel, please give us a subscribe as well. We are on the road to 2.5k subscriber, and all the support is massive and it will help us to grow the channel. And we will be back here at 8:30 tomorrow night as well, so make sure you set your notification bell, share this with your friends and tell your family about it as well. And we are the Man United Agenda. So from us, I'm Solo, OMONDI, and Adam, welcome, and SHAH United. Guys, from us, have a pleasant evening. Good night.